Hey, doctors of our personal injury, doctors at Elite Community, Dr. Tony, your administrator and the founder. And today we're going to catch up with one of our great sponsors that's been with us for many, I'm going to have to say many years now. Used to be 2, 3, 4. And she's been doing some great things for a lot of our PI Doctors Elite Community. I'm not going to tell you the secrets of what she's been doing all these years, but she'll tell you. But something very, very unique. Her name is Annie Brown. You've heard her name and community and her services around our doctors community for a few years. And she's quickly gaining many, many, many more states, it looks like, to possibly bring you about accident cases. But there's a lot of good things to that. There's a lot of restrictions to that. So she is the professional that has done that. A little bit about background, over plus 20 years in doing this. Started in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. She'll say soda quarter. And is that New Orleans?
New
Whatever
Orleans.
that accent is, I pick it up all the time. But she hails now from Clearwater, Florida. Was in California. She has been running around gaining growth in this. You'll see her colleague, uh, Mary Ani, there. She's going to join us in a little bit and show us some great things they are doing for doctors. But so she's been out there. She's helped Dr. Arlen, way back when. Got a wild interest in doing personal injury. Started her own little business, um, prospect provider. Um, and she'll be around our community to answer questions and be part of it. But I don't want to introduce me. I want to introduce her and Mariani. And Annie, thanks for being with us again, for all your support. And we're going to just update, catch up with you, interview you, and tell us what's all going on with all the things you're doing for our doctors and other doctors in the US of A. Go ahead. You are on.
Hello, hello. Hey, Dr. Tony. Thank you very much again for being with you. I think I've been with you for, gosh, what now, 7, 8 years? Something maybe. It's been a while.
Yep. One
So,
day we will meet in person.
yeah, someday we'll meet in person. That's right. Once my daughter ends up out there, I'll probably come out and I'll meet you.
Well, could be in September. I might be in Treasure Island, which is close to your city.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Treasure
we'll figure it out.
Island, Florida, there between Clearwater and St. Pete.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, hello, hello, everybody. I'm Annie Brown. I hail from Minnesota, the Twin Cities area. I currently live in Florida. And I have been in the PI, personal injury arena for 20, gosh, it's probably now coming up on 26 years. I could change it now to the next year. Um, and I started, my background and training is in business administration and marketing. And I was in Minnesota, and my daughter's godfather is Dr. Arlen Lieberman, a chiropractor in the Twin Cities area.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know it was my daughter's godfather?
He's your godfather. Ah, that's
My
cool.
daughter's godfather. Yeah. And so, yeah, I basically wanted to help him, um, handle his income. His income statistic graph would go up and down and up and down, and he'd be all freaked out when it was down. Of course, he has a huge overhead with an MDDC office. So I said, "Hey, how do you make your money as a chiropractor?" And he said, "Work comp or PI." And I was like, "Oh, okay, great." And I just randomly picked PI. I found another chiropractic office south of the cities, that was doing a PI program. So I contacted their marketing girl and I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm doing this program and it's not working." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, why don't you send over what it is that you're doing and let me take a look at it." So she sent it over and I looked at it and I was like, "Yeah, I would never respond to this if I was a car accident victim, not in a million years." So I developed a mailing piece that I sent out to crash victims. I established relationships with the surrounding police station, sheriff's department, and highway patrol offices. First, I made sure that what I was doing was legal by the state and by the board, the chiropractic board. And then when I established the relationships with the stations, I got them to agree to provide me ongoing crash reports. And then I sent them a mailing piece I developed and I followed up phone called the crash victims with a call-in script that I also invented, and basically got them to come into the doors. So that was about 12 or 13, no less than 12 or 13 PIs that started care every month in his office. It was a lot. So that was 26 years ago. I ended up helping a number of chiropractors directly, doing all of those actions myself personally for many years. And since I've been in business for 26 years, I've gone through a lot of gyrations internally with my own company, where I've expanded. I've also gone outside of the Minnesota area and now provide crash reports and marketing help to chiropractors and PI attorneys in a number of states. I don't know exactly the number right now, but 12, 13, 14 PI states that we're providing crash reports in and that we can work in. So when you contact me as a chiropractor, first thing I do is I check the laws in the area. I have an attorney that does all my legal research to make sure that what we're doing is public record by the state, as well as the marketing and solicitation laws in marketing and soliciting to crash victims by the state itself, by the bar association, by the board in the state, etc. So I make sure the laws are correct. And then I can help you get established and set up with getting the crash reports. I train you and set up training your staff. If you don't have staff, I've gone so far as help you hire the right staff to run a marketing program in your office. I no longer provide the marketing myself, just because I've gotten so big that I can't do that. But we adequately and effectively help train you and your staff. Again, if you don't have somebody, we actually help you hire the right person for the job so that you're able yourself to run a program that we then train you on. And we also go so far as once you get a person trained up to deliver the program, we have her once a week come to a cold call practice session on Fridays. Usually they're Fridays, because I found that over the years that that's probably one of the biggest places that people run into problems is the cold calling to crash victims. So we have you attend or your girl that's doing the program, we have her attend a once a week call practice drilling session, because that's what we need you to be able to do, and what we need your girl competent and able to answer any type of questions that are thrown at her. So she's not now then daunted in the future with anything she gets hit with by someone, right? So today what I wanted to go over, other than that, is I wanted to go over the importance of mailings. Some states you can only do mailings legally. For example, Minnesota. When I first started in Minnesota 26 years ago, we were able to mail to the crash victim and then follow-up phone call to the crash victim. And in 2008, the governor of the state passed a bill called the Runner's Bill in Minnesota, which basically said, no more calls to crash victims. You can only mail. So since that time, now this is almost 10 years, since that time, all my chiros in the state there and all my attorneys can only mail. The attorneys have only been able to mail anyways, but the chiros can only mail. Except I want to punch home the importance of the mailings themselves. Because one of the things I've found is that in states that also can do phone calls, I have chiropractors come to me being 100% fixated, like stuck and dependent upon the idea that calls are the thing. They're the thing. You have to do calls. And to me, that's a bizarre, stuck fixed idea there's enough statistics showing that the mailings alone cause effects. So I have with me Mariani Vivas, who is helps me run the company. She's helped consult offices for years. She's been my right-hand man on consulting, and I don't do any consulting anymore. She does all of it because she knows what to do. So she's here, and I wanted to have her also just address these points and maybe pull up some statistics from some of our guys that are doing mailings and the results they're getting. So this is a guy, and on this point of doing mailings, the importance of doing mailings. she's showing you a chiro office. I think this guy's in Twin Cities, right, Mariani?
Yes.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is Dr. Stather's statistics. And basically, as you can see, I just did like a really quick monthly view just to show you a trend of what he's been doing in terms of mailers. It is a lot. There's a lot of crashes happening in the Twin Cities area alone. And then you can see the number of inbound calls of interested PI prospects, right? There's people that receive the mailing piece and then they're calling curious or interested about the mailing piece offer that is sent via mailing to them. Okay, that is part of Annie Brown's strategy. She developed it 25 years ago, and still to this day, as you can see, there's inbound calls happening every single month, right? You can see here his highest peak was over here. It was 23 inbound calls in just mailers alone, no phone calls whatsoever. And of course, it fluctuates like any statistic. It has its up and downs. And then you can also see the number of appointments being booked. Again, you can see the fluctuations. He has his peaks and then he has lows, but you can see the consistency of people booking appointments just from the mailers alone.
Mariani actually suggested that we do this exact point on the mailers. The importance of the mailers is because we've expanded to so many states, we can run into chiropractors in various states that get fixated, meaning their attention's stuck on this idea that they have to do phone calls, they have to do phone calls, they have to do phone calls. And if they end up with, and we provide, as part of our service, we provide you the full name and address of all the crash victims. We get them from the crash reports themselves. We supply you those reports. If we have access to the reports directly, we send them to you. If we only have a list of names and addresses from the station, we send you the list of names and addresses. We send you what we get. However, we also have staff, my staff, who's been with me for many years. Her name is Ellie. She looks up the names and she types up the names and addresses of that. Today is what? Monday. So let's just pretend Minneapolis police station comes in today. She'll send you the PDF from the station, but she also types up all the names and addresses of all the crash victims on a Excel spreadsheet for that day, today, Monday's reports, and sends them to you. She also does reverse lookup. If the station provides phone numbers on the report, meaning if I'm at Annie Brown, I'm in a crash, and it has my phone number on there, 818-653-0288, and it's on the report, that's also going to be on it's going to be on the report, you're going to see it. But Ellie, my list person, adds that information on the Excel spreadsheet. So you're going to see the phone numbers in the states you can do phone calls. You're going to have them. Now, if they don't have numbers on them, a lot of station reports do not conclude the phone number of the crash victim. What do? We do reverse lookup. Our staff, Ellie, and we're always keeping up to date on what's the best system to do reverse lookup on, what's the best ones out there. We're always on that. So we provide you the phone number of Annie Brown was in the crash, and she goes online and sees, oh, here's a number. Now, we can't guarantee you that that number is going to be 100% correct. Maybe that was my number from 2 years ago, because we only have access to what systems are out there that provide the most recent phone number. So I can't guarantee you that, yay, all these phone numbers are going to be correct and in present time. So do we provide you the best available phone number reverse lookup on the Excel spreadsheets that we have access to? Absolutely. And we're always keeping, as a point of integrity, the company, we're always like, what's the best system out there? How do we provide the best phone numbers? We're always on that line, doing that. I can't guarantee you that you're going to get a list that's perfect phone numbers. We just don't have it. Unless the station provides it, we don't have it. So this is the point of why I'm punching this home. I've had chiros that just get so fixated on, oh, the numbers you don't have a number there, or the number's not perfect, or whatever, or it's disconnected. Totally got it. I totally understand that the number's not perfect. I got that the number's not whatever. But the point is you have an example here in Minnesota where they don't have the luxury of even making phone calls. And yet you have this guy who's rolling in, what was the highest month was 13 booked phone calls, right? people coming in the door from a mailing alone. So this is my point. As a marketing expert, you're in a luxury state that you even can do phone calls because there's this many of them out there right now that provide you the availability to get the list, do the mailings, and do phone calls on top of it with no other laws and stipulations about it. You're in already a good state. On top of that, though, just realize when you come to us to get our data, get our services, just know that we will provide you the best we can with phone numbers, but do not underplay or underestimate the importance of your mailing line. In fact, it's a big deal because many people don't do mailings anymore. It's a very it got mailings, companies don't want to do any mailings anymore. They think they're lesser now. They have a less view, they can do emails for free, they can do text messages. So mailings have become this kind of like thing. So don't underplay that. Don't underplay mailing somebody Annie Brown, the car accident victim, not just one time, but a second, a third. When I was doing it, I was mailing people 3 times. I'd wait every week and do a mailing. So I just wanted, that was kind of our point. Mariani, is there something else, some other thing I should be bringing up that would be beneficial to go over on
Or
this?
no, just that point that you were bringing, I was thinking it is very important to mention doing multiple touches and how successful you were in doing a second and a third mailer. Of course, we're not going to be doing like 10 mailers at the same time because then that just loses the purpose. But 3 touches, I believe, is like the sweet spot to actually just make your message be heard. And anything in marketing, you want repetition. And we've had many examples of PI prospects that they respond to the mailing piece on the third one. And they're like, oh my God, I've been meaning to call you, but I've just been so busy. And that third mailing piece gives them that little push of like, okay, now let me call back and book my appointment. So I definitely agree with you. Don't underestimate the repetition of the message through the mailer.
That's right.
One point of interest, which you brought on to me to say is that when I teach the doctors to make connections with personal injury attorneys, technology is all social media. And you're right, Annie and Mariani, a mailer these days is the special thing that comes in the mail now. Or I would ask you this, how many Christmas cards did you get? Well, 10 years ago, you might have got 30 or 40 of them. Last year, you probably maybe got one, but you knew who it was and you knew who sent it to you. So that special conditioning in your mind knew. So we tell them on the attorney's end to do the mailing, but put it in a yellow or red or some kind of envelope that really sparks their, I'm going to open this up and see who this is. And it works. It's been working. And we've been teaching the doctors to do that on a mailing. Forget the email, forget that, because the emails, they go past you these days. Text is okay. Facebook and all that's good. But if you get a mail, I know if I get something in the mail, it's red or yellow or something, I'm gonna open it up and at least they're gonna look at it. Same way with your services on the mailing end. And that might give you some ideas on the color of the envelope or just the white. Everybody sees white, but so I wanted just to hitchhike on that because that is truly mailings these days. It kind of reversed the process where they are seen in the mail now with a lot of people. So just some interesting things I wanted to add.
Thank you. You're
Things
right.
like
And
that.
in fact, in our training, we do go over color, what the best color is to use. So it's good that, yeah, we don't use white either.
Yeah. And the beautiful part about our services too is that Annie created the entire strategy. So our chiropractors don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like even the template, the mailing piece itself was designed by Annie. So you're literally just implementing successful actions that have been tested.
Yeah. And you get personal consulting. I mean, we've put a bunch of videos together. I think it's 13, 14, give or take,
Yeah.
videos on when you get our consulting, our training on what are the successful actions to do, who should be in charge of your marketing line, call drill practice sessions. Like there's 2 videos by Dr. Lieberman on after the PI comes in the door, what do you do with him, to be in
Right.
like it flanking the actions of this marketing program. You want to do something that assimilates into this marketing program easily, that gels with it in the office. So we've really covered, because I've done this so long, we've almost any question you could possibly think in your head right now as a chiropractor watching this or entertaining doing this, we've already come up with, we've already addressed the concern, just simply because this is where I've lived for 26 years. I've hit almost everybody's problem or situation. I've hit it at some point. And then we address it. We're like, oh, hey, we need to handle that. We need to address that situation right there. So you're really in good hands. I've got one-on-one consulting. Any problems you might be running into, your girl you hand off the marketing to, because I don't expect the chiropractor to run a marketing program. It's like, that's folly. You're a chiropractor, A, and B, you're a business owner. Those are the two senior ideas that you are. The last thing I think you should be doing is running a marketing program. You're not a marketing program. You're not a marketing guy. That should be down to, you should hand that off to some chick. We call her Jenny. We've named that girl Jenny, and we do a really good job at helping you train your Jenny and find who she is, because there's a right attitude and mentality and persona of personality that you want to put on this job. It's not just every person that you want to put on this, but we also go over that. And Mariani has helped many chiropractors that don't have the right Jenny for the job. She actually has helped them hire them. We don't do your hiring for you, but she'll, like Mariani, maybe you can give them a little bit of like, when somebody comes to us that does not have a right Jenny, what actions might you do to help them?
So we already have like a template for the hiring ad that they can use, because it gives like a description of what we're looking for on that Jenny, right? Like we want her to be very outgoing, have communication skills, some customer experience to some degree, right? And then of course, we let them know that there's going to be mailing actions that are going to be done. So when they respond to the ad, the doctor interviews each candidate, and then when he finds somebody that he feels is a good fit, he sends me the resume as well, and then I do a follow-up interview just to do like the final check and make sure that Jenny covers all the points, right? So that way I can give him the green light. Okay, doctor, yes, out of these 3 candidates that you sent me, Jenny number 1 is the right fit to run the program. And then I explain to them why, what I asked them, and what are the plus points with that person. And so we make an agreement. He's like, okay, Mariani, great. I'm going to hire Jenny number 1. He does all the paperwork that he needs to do internally. And then we go from there into the trainings with the videos and the Zoom sessions that they have to do with me.
Yep. Yeah, so we've really honed this in, and we want to make sure, yes, technically we are a list providing company. That's how you think of us. We are a niche list providing a company of crash victims. That's what we are. However, we've kind of gone the extra mile to help you by providing the marketing program. Why? Because I did it successfully and I know exactly what do you need to do. Like, what are the right steps, right actions? So that's been all packaged up for you. We want you to win at this. Why? Well, one, as a chiro, let's say you're just a chiro watching this as opposed to like an MD or a attorney, but as a chiropractor, I'm more holistic in my viewpoint on how I would like to prefer other people to handle their body. I don't want them to get stuck on opioids, right? Like, so we have an integrity about our viewpoint from the company on why we help chiropractors and why I started in the first place. So that's partly there as well, but we want to give you enough information with the marketing on being successful. That's why we went through the extra hoops of like, how do we, above and beyond, just only not provide you lists, but how do we help take care of you so that you're able to be successful in this? Because the ideal goal for you is that you have an influx, an amount of PIs that are constantly you are creating to come into the doors of your office. You are creating. That's one more point I'd like to bring up before we kind of maybe end off. And I think I've touched on a number of different aspects on this. Is I've had other offices come to me that might have another service doing this. There's not a lot of us out there that are doing what we're doing, but there may be another company or companies, and they all provide different aspects of this regarding PI marketing. Some people just send you the PI, meaning they handle all the marketing for you. I did that for many years where I was the guy doing it like that. And then now what I do is I'm like, here's your list. I don't work exclusively. So if you call me from the Twin Cities, like right now, I'll give you an example. In the Twin Cities, we provide between 12 to 1,400 names and addresses of crash victims every week. That's 4,000 to 6,000 a month on my report. That's a crap ton. And then we have Portland, Oregon. We've got different areas, but it's so many. Our strategy of a company is to provide as many reports as possible, hand them off to you, not exclusively, but like here, every Cairo in the Twin Cities and attorney is just getting the list. And then we expertly train you on how are you going to reach out to these guys. And then it's up to you to wear the pants of becoming skilled on your marketing. I'll do whatever we're going to do. I've got no, what do you call it? No dog in the fight. I'm not invested with one guy more than another. I don't do that. I literally do not do that. I'm going to help you and give you the correct information of how do you successfully market to crash victims and make it go right. So over to you then to take the responsibility of making sure that that is going on and your endeavor in that is done. And we'll do what we can to help you do that, full integrity, but I can't, like, I'm not going to wipe your nose for you. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we've gone above and beyond as a company to ensure that you have what you need to take responsibility. So I think I've kind of hit that point. Good. I think that's it. Unless Dr. Tony, do you feel like there's a question lingering somewhere in the atmosphere, in the ether?
No, I think you covered everything right on point. The accident list is very far and few of companies that are even want to attempt to do that. You've done well over the years in allowing that to be part of a marketing system that your professionals provide for doctors. Are there to help people. You know, it's their rights to be helped in an accident. Some of them sit back, don't know what to do, and that's what they're there for, is to, and you're there for, is to help doctors help people. I just reviewed all the states. You've got there's about 12 or 13 states now that are good, that doctors you will see listed in her column that we put out on the main feed. And I think she just told me they just added Washington State. Is that correct? Is that Washington
Yeah.
State?
We can help you in Washington.
Yes. So be aware that we'll put that out, and maybe I think what we may want to do is do a survey of interested doctors in each state. Say we are in the state of Twin Cities, Minnesota. You are able to get accident lists. How many would be interested? Be as simple as that, and maybe you'll get a list of docs that are seeing your services now that might want to contact you. And then go to the next state, do the same thing, go to the next state. That would be my ideal, to let our doctors know which states. I know we've been giving you, here's a doctor's name, and he calls you up and it says, well, we can't do it. And sometimes it deflates his bubble. So we'll do it a different way and say, here's the state, you're in this state or city, here, you are interested, the marketing will work, and contact them. And then you all can take it.
I
from
like
there.
that angle.
Yeah,
That's an
yeah.
individual, that would be a great weekly post, by the way, each state. And
Yeah,
so you
good
would
point.
get, and then you're pinpointing doctors in those states that are members. So anyway, just a quick idea before we leave here. And for the doctors that just jumped on, we're live with Annie Brown and Mariana here, right hand person, I would believe, but she has many other great professionals in it. We're talking about getting some accident leads on the legal end, and that are basically on a marketing end, that you can possibly help many victims in your city and state that is pretty much legal in doing that. There's many states you're restricted. I know in my own state of Missouri, I think it was 60 days or 30 days, you cannot contact anybody.
30.
But
Yeah.
is that the actual doctor's office, or is that the marketing person that maybe could contact them?
That's
one of the
no,
questions a lot of doctors might have. You're a professional marketer. You're supposed to be marketing them. I'm a doctor's office. I can't market them. So
Right.
that's a delineation maybe that would help them know, hey, if I'm hiring prospect provider and Annie and her team, can they market them within the first week?
On
Yeah.
behalf of you, right?
So anyway,
Yeah.
good stuff. Always good to see you both and all of you. And you do great service to all the doctors all the years. And we got 4,048 doctors now as members. We hit the 4,000 mark. So there's plenty of doctors out there for you still that need to know your services and what you can do for them. We appreciate y'all.
Awesome. Great. Well, yeah, if we can help you out, definitely you can reach out. I suppose, do you want to give him my contact info or Dr. Tony, do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so here's my direct cell. You can text me. Here's what you should do. If you're interested, text me. And here's what I want you to text me. Just say your name, Dr. John Schmidt, and then you can give me your company address. And then I'll send you a Calendly link, a link to schedule a call with me. Okay. So, and then obviously if you're texting me, I have your cell. So here's my cell, 818-653-0288, 818-653-0288. You can email me if you want. It's Annie B, as in Brown, Annie B at caraccidentlist.com. And then the website is prospectprovidersusa.com, prospectprovidersusa.com. Did I hit everything?
We'll list all that with the
Yeah.
announcement here. And also that's an Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
6 noon, correct? Okay. I keep thinking it's Pacific time, but you're moved over to the Eastern Standard Time. And I'm Central, so we're right in the middle. So
Yeah.
all right, cool. Great stuff. Great stuff. Good to update
Yeah.
everybody. And
Thank you
we'll
for
get
having
out
me.
there live. What's that?
Thank you for having me. Us.
Oh, always fun to hang out and talk and give the doctors what all that you're up to these days. So, all right, gang. Dr. Tony, your administrator and founder, Mariana and Annie, have any more to add before we send them on this day back to patient rounds?
I don't think
No,
so.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much, Dr. Tony.
Thanks,
All right,
Dr.
you
Tony. Thanks for
bet. Well,
being on,
doctors,
Mariana, too.
there you have it. Great service. You can get you're wanting to increase your percentage of personal injury or accident victims that you can help. You've got the company right here that we have endorsed for many years now. All right, with that, Dr. Tony, the administrator and founder, we are going to move to the rest of the week. Stay healthy, stay happy if you can, and make things happen. Thanks, ladies. We'll see you down around in the community. Appreciate your time. Looking great. Bye.